And to Detroit now, where a mother is charged with the murder of her 9-year-old son.
The remains of Zamar King were found buried in a backyard home in January. Zamar's mother, Brandy Pierce, facing a judge today, charged with 5 counts, including first-degree murder.
The 7 investigators finding Brandy Pierce was the subject of a Child Protective Services complaint at least 4 times. Records showing she told CPS he had not been, or rather Zamar told CPS he had not been to school in over a year, did not always have food, and said his mother would strike him with a belt and choke him. Zamar saying his mother wanted to kill him, and according to internal records, CPS closed the case, finding no evidence of physical neglect.
6 months later, Zamar was dead. 7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley is following this case in Detroit.
Pierce arrived in Detroit Thursday evening, 16 days after the Wayne County prosecutor first announced those charges. She's being held without bond.
The people of the state of Michigan versus Brandy Catrice Pierce.
Brandy Catrice Pierce stood stone-faced during a video arraignment Friday. The 41-year-old mother was recently extradited from Georgia to formally face charges for the murder of her 9-year-old son, Zamar King. Assistant prosecuting attorney Tina Ripley asked the court to keep Pierce behind bars.
The facts in this case are nothing short of egregious. Zamar King was a 9-year-old child who was treated like he was a piece of garbage. He deserved better.
Rayad Murad, Pierce's attorney, says she suffers from mental disorders that she may not have taken her medication for.
It's easy to, read off a police report and read the most egregious allegations and then confine somebody to jail. What I'm asking the court to do here is to use the least restrictive means possible and confine her to a homeless shelter.
7 investigators obtained records dating back to 2015, showing Pierce was the subject of 4 CPS complaints. The records show Pierce admitted to using marijuana and alcohol while pregnant with Zamar. The boy was found wandering alone in the lobby of an apartment building when he was 4 years old. 2 years later, Zamar was left alone in a locked vehicle in 78-degree weather. And last April, the boy told CPS he had not been to school in more than a year. He sometimes has no food to eat and that his mother whoops him, choked him, and wants to kill him.
Fast forwarding to October of 2024, we believe that the evidence will show that the defendant's mother suffocated Zamar and that the defendant heard his last gasping breath and decided to walk away.
Investigators say Pierce fled Michigan with her other son and ultimately landed in Georgia. Police there arrested Pierce for leaving the boy locked in a rental car for about an hour while the temperature was in the low 40s. Police say the boy was naked, his skin cold to the touch, and there was feces in the car. That child now in foster care in Georgia. Now Pierce is set for a probable cause hearing next week. As for Zamar King, his funeral will be held at Cantrell Funeral Services in East Point Saturday at noon. I'm Randy Wimbley, 7 News Detroit.